Alexis Mac Allister, man, what a player. And to think that Liverpool signed this man for 35 million. Absolute steal. Honestly, that's going to go down as one of the best transfers in Premier League history. Because this is not 2016, 2017, where them sort of fees were understandable. Someone like Sadio Mane going for 30 odd mil. Someone like Mo Salah going for that price too. This is in 2023, when in that same summer, you saw his teammate, Moises Caicedo, go for 115 million. And if you look at them this season, if you look at their performances, I mean, it's clear to see who's the better player. All I'm saying is only one of them has won the World Cup. And speaking about World Cups, look at Chelsea's other midfielder, his Argentinian teammate Enzo Fernandez, also won for over 100 mil. This is the kind of fee that attracts top midfielders today. This is kind of the going rate. But what makes him so good? Like, what is the reason that Liverpool and all these clubs were chasing him in the first place? Well, we're going to get into that in this video. But before you get into that, guys, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and also make sure to turn on post notifications so you're notified when I upload. I'm just going to paint the picture. This is October 2022, just before the World Cup. The World Cup squads haven't been announced yet, and I make a video. I has make a video on TikTok, you know what I'm saying? Check out my page if you haven't seen it, where I chose my breakthrough player for the 2022 World Cup, and it was Alexis Mac Allister. If you don't believe me, just have a look at this. There's always one player in every World Cup that has a breakthrough tournament and gets a move to one of Europe's elite. In 2010 it was Ozil. In 2014 it was James. Who will it be at this World Cup? For me, it's Alexis Mac Allister, the first Argentinian with a Scottish name. Some of you watching this might look at that and think, oh, that's nothing impressive. Alexis Mac Allister, I knew he was a top player. Guys, at that time, like, this guy had only made a handful of appearances for Argentina. Like, he wasn't even a guarantee in the squad, let alone the starting 11, let alone being one of the first names in the team sheet, let alone being a World Cup winner. The only reason why he probably got picked, and he said this himself, is because of Lo Celso's injury.
From not even know if I was going to be in the squad to play in one of the most important games for the national team in the last 10 years.
But why did I have stocks in him? Why did I rate him so highly? Well, the answer to that question, guys, is IQ. It's football and intelligence. Nowadays, you see people rating players off their speed, physicality, even technical ability. But for me, guys, the most important attribute in football is intelligence. If two players come head to head and one of them's got all the speed in the world, someone like Adama Traore, or you've got Sergio Busquets is coming out on top 9 times out of 10. And that's because those type of players, guys, they understand the game, they understand tactical systems. Like this guy, Alexis Mac Allister, he can play as a number 6, as we've seen this season, early on in the season, where he done an admirable job. For me, he didn't look out of his depth. Like, he done his job. For a guy that's never played in that position ever in his career, like, he was fine. He can play number 8, as we're seeing right now. He's cooking. He's played number 10 before in his career. He can cook in the half spaces. We've seen that for Argentina. Like, this guy is, for me, he reminds me a bit of Modric and Gundogan. Like, he's that type of player. He can fulfill any role in the midfield. Whatever you ask him to do, like, this guy can do it. Like, he has a feel for the game. And if you look at this clip where I'm about to show you, like, Lallana said this himself. Like, Adam Lallana last year was training with him at Brighton day in, day out, and he saw this. What did he see? He saw an intelligent footballer. And Adam Lallana is a guy who's been in England squads. He's been at Liverpool previously, where he's seen top players, where he's seen world-class players. But he was still impressed. He was still taken back at how technical and how intelligent Mac Allister was.
He's a player that, he's so pure how he plays. The way he lends the football, he uses others. There's no selfishness, like, at all in the way he plays. And it was so special watching him during the World Cup. No, not playing to begin with, and then him getting used, and then proving himself, and then playing so well that there's no way this guy doesn't play. And then at the end, to see like Messi looking for him, like Messi was like looking for him to link to play.
That just says it all. For Lionel Messi to be looking for you to play with, to combine with. Listen, there's not a bigger compliment in world football, maybe even ever. But it's not just intelligence that makes Mac Allister so great. Like, his technical ability is absolutely impressive, especially between the lines, like in tight spaces, picking up the ball under half turn. Like, his composure, honestly, guys. We saw that for the assist for Mo Salah's goal on the weekend. Like, the first touch, he has the composure, he has the awareness, he has the vision to just play in Salah, and then Salah finishes. And it's so important for us, it's so important for Liverpool, because Liverpool haven't really had a player that's that comfortable receiving between the lines, probably since Firmino, and maybe Mane too. I'll give credit to Mane when he was playing false 9 in the back end of the 21-22 season. He was cooking, you know what I'm saying, receiving the ball between the lines. There was even that one shot, that one chance against Real Madrid where he sent a couple players here off the post. I still can't believe that Courtois saved that. Like, I still have nightmares to that to this day. And that is why, guys, that is the reason why I'm so confident going into these games, these upcoming games, this running, the games away at Everton, the games away at West Ham, where those teams are going to sit back in a deep block. There's not going to be enough space. They're probably going to shut out the wide spaces. They're probably going to look at Mo Salah, someone like Mo Salah, the danger that he is, the threat that he is, and want to counter that. They want to stop that. Because, guys, that's how Liverpool struggled in the past. Like, that was Liverpool's biggest weakness. And it was exploited best by someone like Ancelotti. As I was saying playing before in that final, the 2022 Champions League final. He locked off the wide spaces, like he almost played like a 5 at the back. Valverde doubling up on Diaz, Cruz, Casemiro, Ferland Mendy absolutely locking up Salah. The space was in the middle, but guys like Henderson, Jordan Henderson, even Thiago's not a player who really receives the ball between the lines. He's more of a player that kind of plays outside the block. He's a deep lying playmaker. He plays outside the block and tries to thread these passes between the lines, but you need someone to be able to receive them. And Jordan Henderson, I'm sorry, as legendary he is for the club, captain, you know what I'm saying, won everything for the club, but he's not that type of player and never has been. So that's the difference for me. When we go to Goodison Park, we're going to have a player in Mac Allister who has the bravery, who has the confidence, who has the technical ability, the awareness to be able to play in them small intricate paces, to play in them small intricate gaps. Like, he's a player that likes to play inside the opposition's block. You need big cojones to do that. Like, you're saying I'm playing inside your formation, there's bodies all around me, and you're still not going to stop me. Like, I'm going to be the one getting on the ball, I'm going to be the one threatening teammates, controlling the game. Like, I dare you to come and stop me. He's being used currently on the right hand side the past couple games, and it's working right now. I mean, he's probably in the best form of his Liverpool career, probably his Premier League career. But for me, there could be slight worries, there could be slight issues with the return of Trent Alexander-Arnold. So currently, guys, this is how Liverpool set up. This is the team that lined up, that started against Brighton on the weekend. You've got Bradley at right back, Kwanzaa and Van Dijk at centre back. You've got Joe Gomez at left back, Kelleher in goal, Endo, Mac Allister, Szoboszlai midfield, and then a front three of Diaz, Nunes and Salah. That's how it lines up on paper. That's how it looks on paper when you look at the graphics, the Sky Sports graphics at the start of the game. This is how it looks. However, in possession, guys, it actually looked a bit like this. You had Diaz holding the width on the right, Nunes staying up top, Salah coming a bit inside, Bradley holding the width on the right hand side, Salah's inside here, Szoboszlai in the left half space, and then you sort of had a double pivot with Mac Allister and Endo, and then Joe Gomez joined them on occasion to give them sort of numerical superiority in the midfield to allow them to string passes together and play out. This looks fine, this works. Even when Jota was injured, like, he can replace Salah here. Jota instead of Salah in that right half space, he was cooked. As we saw against Chelsea, he likes to play inside, come inside, he gave Bradley the space, running behind, and that's how he got his goal, and that's how he got his assist as well. However, the issue comes, guys, when we replace Bradley with Trent. Trent, for me, is not a player who likes to hold the width. Maybe he was that player in his first season, 17-18, or even his second season when we were playing against Barcelona, etc. Got to the Champions League final. But 2024 Trent, that guy in his head, he thinks as a midfielder. Especially, we saw at the back end of last season where he was inverted with a double pivot with Fabinho. And even in this season too, like, he's played a lot of the time in midfield, you know what I'm saying, played in central areas. Also, why would you even want to play Trent out there? For me, he's one of the best deep creators in world football, and we're going to be coming up against a lot of teams with low blocks. So just imagine, guys, teams just sitting off Trent, letting him get touches, letting him get his head up, pick out passes. Guys, teams are going to get battered. If Aston Villa try what they've done this season at Anfield, they try that at Villa Park, cash money. So we need Trent ideally somewhere here, like in these areas, ability to arrive in a half space. You still don't want to take that crossing, that big weapon of his crossing, out of his game. However, the problem is Mac Allister has been picking up these areas. That is where Mac Allister has been playing right now. So you don't want two players just on top of each other like this. For me though, there's a simple solution. If I'm Jurgen Klopp, bro, I'm doing this. I'm putting Mac Allister on the left, putting Szoboszlai on the right, Joe Gomez for me. Hopefully Robertson comes back from injury. Let's change him to Andy Robertson. Okay, Andy Robertson's here. For me, Diaz comes inside. Andy Robertson holds the width. This is how you get your 5 up front. Andy Robertson's holding the width. Diaz comes inside, or even when Jota comes back from injury, that could easily become Jota. So let's change Jota from here. Let's put Salah back out there. Let's put Jota inside here. He's probably better inside the centre of the pitch. Put Jota in the half space. You've got Nunes here. You've got Salah here. You've got Szoboszlai here. Or you can even change. You can let Salah start out wide. Szoboszlai inside the pockets, inside the right half space, and then Szoboszlai has that ability to overlap him when Salah comes inside. Then you've got Mac Allister, who, even though he has been playing well on the right, for me, he's played most of his career on the left. He's more used to playing off the left. We saw in the World Cup, we saw for Brighton, like, he's more used to playing on the left-hand side, so he's there in his preferred position, in his preferred area of the pitch. Endo, of course, patrolling the centre, and then you've got Trent here. Imagine this, guys, just look at this. Let's change Kwanzaa for Konate as well, because Konate has to play from now to the end of the season. I'm sorry. Kwanzaa, you can play the Europa League games, but Konate, brother, allow these little niggling injuries, bro. You have to stay fit, bro. We're trying to win this title. We're trying to win the Europa League. But guys, just look at this. This team is perfect. It's nigh on perfect. Like, you've got Trent and Mac Allister as deep creators. Also, instead of it being a double pivot and us struggling to defend the transitions like that with only 4 players, you've got Mac Allister, Endo and Trent sort of creating like a net, just pinning teams in, keeping that pressure on them, and hopefully they will fall. That's the in possession shape. Let's look at how we look defensively as well. You've got Robertson back here, back in the 4. Van Dijk, of course, centre back. You've got Konate here. Trent back in his right back position. Then we've got a midfield of Endo. You've got Mac Allister. For me, you've got Jota. You've got Szoboszlai on the right, creating like a 4-4-2. We can even use a mid-block in this formation. You've got Endo and Mac Allister here. Mac Allister played deep, you know what I'm saying? He's played DM. He understands the role, the defensive duties of that role very well. You've got Nunes and Salah in a 2 pressing. And even if we regain the ball as well from deep, Trent has the ability to just launch a pass all the way to Salah. You know Nunes and Salah's pace to running behind. Them guys can lead a counter on their own. For me, guys, that is the blueprint. Like, Jurgen Klopp, please, someone send this video to Jurgen Klopp. Like, Jurgen Klopp needs to see this, because if that team is on the pitch, I'm sure, guys, we are going unbeaten from now to the end of the season. Like, Old Trafford, baby food. Spurs, you think with Spurs' high line and even Aston Villa's high line, you think they're stopping us? You've got Trent and Mac Allister playing them passes over the top. It's cash money, guys. It's light work. But yeah, guys, let me know if you guys agree. Do you think that lineup will work? Also, do you agree with my thinking that it's between Declan Rice and Mac Allister for signing of the season? And I would actually lean towards Mac Allister because of the price tag. Declan Rice went for over 100 mil. He was bought for over 100 million. Whereas Mac Allister was bought for 35 million. So just from that, just purely from a business savvy perspective, like, I would say Mac Allister's been the signing of the season. But guys, let me know if you guys agree. But that's the end of the video, guys. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, as I said earlier. And without further ado, guys, see you in the next one.